Man, it is great to be with you again, everybody. The NBA season has now hit full stride. Ernie Johnson.
The realness and foundation. If I die, I couldn't choose a better location. We're getting closer to.
Welcome to 2K Sports. Now about halfway through the season, Brent, some teams looking great, but we still have a long way to go. We're talking about an 82-game schedule that is meant to put teams and players really to a full test.
Yeah, it's really something. I oftentimes find myself, Kevin, looking back after 14 years of playing at a team's schedule for an upcoming season, and I scratch my head and I go, wow, I used to do that? I mean, that's not easy to do.
It's very difficult. I agree. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. On the court for Atlanta, Schroeder and Bellinelli team up in the backcourt. Dwayne Dedmon is out there with Collins, and it's Prince in at the 3 slot. Stolen by Jeremy Lin. In transition, here come the Nets. Lin with the ball. Another shot. Dedmon with the block. Whoa!
Wow. Good look out.
That unleashed chaos Under Armour replay really giving us a good look at the action. Brooklyn on defense. 4-point game. They want to keep it rolling here following the win against Dallas.
And typically on the road, it's harder to get into a great rhythm offensively, but they did just that.
Felt like the louder the crowd got and the more hostile they were, the more together this team played. So worked out nicely.
Now here's Lin. Good. And a nice assist from Booker. Lin's got his first 2 points.
And Lin is just fearless, always looking to get as close to the bucket as he can.
Lin against Schroeder. Feeds it to Bellinelli. They set the pick. 6 to shoot. Back to Schroeder. There's the 3. That one no good. And Brooklyn will come the other way. Here's Lin. And it's Brooklyn scoring again.
Just wonderful form on the J from Lin, dropping it in the face of the D.
Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Schroeder dishes to Dedmon. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
And a brief check now of the stats for Mozgov. Tremendous numbers for him over the last 10 games. First in rebounding. And he's right there among the most efficient scorers in our league. 3rd overall in field goal percentage.
And just going back real quick to the fact that he's tops in the league in rebounds. What a tremendous feat. What a monster he is in the paint. A nice shot by Lin. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Schroeder kicks to Dedmon. Pass to Bellinelli. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Here's Schroeder. Here's Collins. Changes up, and the layup is good.
And this is what happens when you fail to block out.
Defensive rebounding just as important as causing the miss in the first place.
Now here's Mozgov. What a tremendous game he played against Dallas. Lin against Schroeder. Crab from long range. It's Dedmon with the rebound. The Hawks trail by 7. Schroeder with the ball. His last outing, he had 8 points. That doesn't go either for Schroeder.
And you just get the sense the whole period he's been a bit out of sync.
Yeah, sometimes you just can't figure out what's wrong, but he keeps trying to push through.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Here's Bellinelli after D'Angelo Russell's bucket. Schroeder, right side. It's good.
And Schroeder did not even have to think twice about that shot. This young man simply devours these chances inside.
Nets leading by 7. Left side, Lin. He can't get that one to fall. Great D that time from Dennis Schroeder. And Coach Mike Budenholzer, a product of the San Antonio coaching tree, learned a lot in his decade-plus as a lead assistant under Greg Popovich.
Well, I think one key for Mike Budenholzer is that he understands that the importance of the assistant coaching staff can really elevate the level of play for the basketball team, and that each of those coaches has an open door policy. You can walk in, you can have a conversation, you can gripe a little bit, and then try to build on something so that the team ends up better off because of those open lines of communication.
So it's Atlanta now. They trail by 7. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Lynn. And here we can now take a look at how the ratio was between the 3s and the 2s last season for the Nets.
And the three-point shot was a huge part of their game plan. When it was falling, it made them very hard to defend. Opponents were stretched out all over the place.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Hollis Jefferson's checked in. Lynn with the steal. In transition, here come the Nets. Here's Booker. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Brooklyn shooting their first free throws of this one, and he makes the first. And Brent, 14 years in the NBA, you spent about half your time on the defensive end. Of all the guys you were matched up against, who was surprisingly difficult to cover?
It's funny, Kevin, because a lot of coaches would tell you I did not spend half of my time on the defensive end.
Well, I know better. I know better.
Surprisingly difficult to stop, I would tell you, it would be Mitch Richmond. Many years in Sacramento playing for the Kings. He was known as the Rock, and I can tell you why. Running into him and his physicality as a 2-guard was very, very difficult to stop. One of the game's greatest 2-guards.
Sturdy, wasn't he? He was thick. He was hard to move is what I think about.
He was very thick and physical, which was something that I was certainly not. And they also ran a myriad of screens for him on every possession. The most potent offensive player they had was Mitch Richmond, and they would get him open every time. So a very difficult cover for him.
And that's what you want in transition, a high percentage opportunity.
The story is true, and here the defense does a very poor job of matching up.
Here's Bellinelli looking for his first basket still in this one. Schroeder passes to Muscala. Back to Schroeder. From 15 feet away. Not enough on that one as it misses.
Now, this is a quarter that he would love to forget as soon as possible. Not getting anything to go.
Hollis Jefferson passes to Lynn. But they recover it. And he can extend the lead to double digits.
Yeah, tonight his shot's been a bit off, but still, they lead the game.
Picked him clean. Mozgov passes to Hollis Jefferson, and that one is good. Hollis Jefferson's got his second basket of the game.
And already with the commanding lead, a terrific offensive performance.
And if you check out the strategy, you can see already the plays that they're calling. Feels like they found a weakness or two in the defense.
And Atlanta calls their first time out of the game. Coming into this, having notched a win against Cleveland in their last game.
And the difference on that night, their ability to knock down triples.
Well, if you choose your shots wisely and then they start to go down, it just builds up confidence. There's a huge cachet of that in this game, and once that happened, they just rolled it out.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Allen's checked in for Mozgov. Tamari Carroll comes in for Trevor Booker. LeVert's checked in for D'Angelo Russell. And Dinwiddie subbed in for Jeremy Lin. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, I did speak with Mike Budenholzer for a few minutes. He said in the first meeting between these teams, his guys weren't as sharp as they needed to be offensively. He thinks that cost him the game. He told me, if we take care of the basketball and execute in the half court like I know we're capable of, it puts us in a good position to win tonight. Well, we'll see if that holds true tonight, Kevin. Back to you.
Thanks, David. And guys, how will they go about getting their shooting percentage where coach wants it to be?
Well, what you always see is that a high assist rate leads to a good field goal percentage. So that's essential for unselfish play.
Now, you nailed it, GA. If you don't get good passing out there, you're not going to get great shooting. So that will be a huge determining factor in this one.
That doesn't go either for Schroeder.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Hollis Jefferson can't hit.
A highlight reel play all the way, just can't connect.
Man, what a missed opportunity there. Really just came down to some poor timing.
Pass to Dinwiddie from about 19 feet, and he hits the jumper for 2. And the Nets lead by 13.
Starting to surge here, and we're only in the first quarter.
And I'm loving what I'm seeing, the passion that they're playing with up and down the floor.
Now here's Bazemore. He had 10 points in the win against Cleveland.
Yeah, but he was also a force on the defensive side. 2 block shots, and also altered a ton of shots.
There he is, the product out of Kelford, North Carolina. Kent Bazemore has come a very long way during his short time in the NBA. Speaking of Kelford, that's got to be one of those places where everybody knows who you are, and Bazemore has that easygoing vibe when you get a chance to meet him.
Man, that's a tough call for the refs to make there. I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that's how they saw it.
Luke Babbitt, he's checked in for Atlanta. There's Dinwiddie. He picked up 12 points in their last win against Dallas. And hard scrabble beginnings for Bazemore. Winners without heat. His mom worked 3 jobs to support the family. But what a success story for Kent Bazemore.
Yeah, an incredible story. You can see the work ethic that Kent Bazemore has and how those things have paid off for him. This is a guy who went undrafted, waited for an opportunity, and then pounced on it. The thing is with Kent Bazemore now, are you the type of player who wants to spend the money that you've earned, or do you want to earn the money that you've been given? I know it's physically impossible, but he's got to be kicking himself. He knows he's got to make those.
And he makes good on the layup. And now it's a 12-point Nets lead.
Methodical in their approach. They have absolutely owned this first quarter.
Yeah, you can credit the play calling. Nothing really fancy, just imposing their will on the inside. One of the better shots in his arsenal. Someone has to rotate.
And so it's Brooklyn going into the break with a 10-point lead. They've set the tone. They love their tempo. They're going to be very tough to stop. We come back right after this. Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start the second quarter. And guys, what stands out to you? The Hawks trail by 10. Allen is out there with Hollis Jefferson. Then it's Jemery Carroll. And it's Dinwiddie in at the point guard. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Offensive rebound, Ilyasova. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
Yeah, Ilyasova playing with a high motor tonight. Lots of activity. He's good for at least a few second chance points.
And here's Bazemore. In the corner, it's Delaney. No good with the triple. There's the dish to Carroll. And it's Allen with the jam.
And a few more points tacked on to their lead in the cruelest way possible.
You're right. Those putback jams sting, don't they? My goodness.
And that is a statement. We're going to keep coming at you hard, even if we've got the lead.
And Muscala kicks to Delaney. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. 4 on the shot clock. Puts one up from 19. Kept alive by Atlanta. Goes back up. It's stolen. To the paint. Here's Allen. And it's Allen slamming it down.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Terrific anticipation using the hands. How are you not protecting the basketball in that situation?
They set the pick. Bazemore for 3. Allen with the rebound.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time. Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. The Hawks trail by 14.
And, of course, for the Nets, I mean, they won't control their own first-round pick until 2019. There's going to be some losing along the way with not much reward.
Atlanta calls timeout.
Yeah, his shot is just not there tonight, guys. And instead of trying to shoot himself out of the slump, maybe he needs to start moving the ball around and creating for his teammates.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Mozgov, he's checked in for Allen. Booker comes in for Rondé Hollis-Jefferson. Rabs checked in for Damari Carroll. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Spencer Dinwiddie. And Greg, the Nets trading away the better part of a decade worth of draft picks when they went all in back in 2013 and 2014.
Yeah, going for vets like Darren Williams and Gerald Wallace, Paul Pierce, and of course KG. But unfortunately, all past their primes. That team only able to get to the second round, and boy, what a heavy price to pay for so little success in the postseason.
Here's Dedmon. Mozgov covering. The Hawks again can't hit.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Babbitt kicks it to Bazemore. And the slam dunk by Bazemore.
As soon as Bazemore sees he has a chance to run in transition, he gets to his spot and takes full advantage.
Here's Lin. Tries again. And the nice bucket inside from Mozgov. Mozgov's got 8 points.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And there's the pass to Bazemore. Trying his luck deep. That is good. And the Nets' lead is cut down to just 10 points on the bucket from Delaney. Lin dishes to Mozgov. Crab from long range. An absolute bomb from three-point range. And the Nets lead by 13. Atlanta's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Delaney, the pass to Bazemore. There's a screen. Back to Delaney. Lets the three fly. Some solid defense there from Lin. Nets leading by 13 to the inside. Picked his pocket. Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. Here's Bazemore, and the slam dunk by Bazemore.
Every time Bazemore gets close to the rim, it is always exciting to see how it is he's going to finish. Love seeing dunks like that.
The shot's good, and it's 9 points for Lin.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wynn.
Yeah, this is the feel of a player to use his body to keep the shot from being blocked. Excellent work there.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
And Bazemore kicks to Dedmon. Babbitt dishes to Dedmon. Bazemore on the wing. Again, the Hawks good for 2.
Beautiful execution from him, building off a great first quarter, looking unstoppable here.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. And going into last season, Kent Bazemore commanding a salary in excess of $17 million. Greg, how did an undrafted player coming off his first starting season in the league get that kind of salary?
Timing is everything. Reflection of the market. When you remember, you had that huge spike in the cap. It's also a bet on his upside and work ethic. And with Bazemore, you see that the dedication to improve is there, and that's what made the Hawks comfortable with the contract.
And it's Schroeder missing.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And Russell gets it to go.
Yeah, with the size and quick shot release, Russell a tough cover from mid-range.
Schroeder kicks to Collins. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. That doesn't go either for Schroeder.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Booker outside. In the corner, it's Lin. Kicks to Mozgov. Another shot. A nice shot by Lin. Lin's got 13.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Schroeder kicks to Collins. Dishes it to Schroeder. Here's Dedmon, defended by Booker. Good D by Booker.
And that's just good offense. Surprised he blew that one, and the defense is too.
Nailed from three-point land. Russell's got 5 points now this quarter.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
And Lin comes to help. Stolen by Jeremy Lin. 3 on 3. Here's Booker. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Boy, have they gotten hot here in the second quarter. No wonder they're in front.
Schroeder kicks to Collins. Here's Prince. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Brooklyn leading by 22. Russell kicks to Mozgov. Booker the pass to Mozgov. And Mozgov throws it down.
And how about the aggressive side of Mozgov? Benefits the team when he's that energized.
Schroeder kicks to Dedmon. There's the screen. We've got 1:48 left in the first half, and that one's good. Schroeder.
Well, Schroeder likes to drive first, now establishing the shoot first confidence. Love watching him rise up immediately after the catch.
Timeout called, the Nets. Right now, Brent, so much ball movement is perimeter base, but as defenses have adjusted, do you think we'll see more offense run through the post again like we did before?
I think what we're seeing, Kevin, is that post-up play is being redefined by more guards, more guys who draw attention down there on the block. And that's the way these shifts are happening. The offense right now in today's NBA is so far ahead of what defensive concepts have taught you for years that the post-up game, it'll be a few years before we get back to dynamic post play.
I find that comment you just made fascinating, that it's that much advanced over the defense now.
Yeah, because think about it, Kevin. For years and years, you've had coaching staffs and film guys talking to you about the basic qualities of a defense, and that is rim runs for the big, getting back into the paint, and building your defense out. You do that today, you're at a disadvantage on most every possession.
And Bellinelli kicks it over to Schroeder. Makes it off the glass. Schroeder's got 6 in the quarter.
And this quarter has been all about him. You feel every shot he's going to take is going in.
And Carroll gets it to go.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Schroeder kicks to Ilyasova. Passes it to Schroeder. He dishes it to Ilyasova. There's a good screen. Here's Prince. Allen with the rebound. Allen's got his 3rd rebound tonight.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, they've gone away from the triple as they look to protect this lead.
Now here's Schroeder. 13 points in the game. Ilyasova hits the bucket.
And trust me, Dennis Schroeder would love to score the basketball, but his ability to set up his teammates is also effective.
Bangs home the trifecta.
A tough matchup for the smaller defender there. Just shot right over the top without thinking twice.
And so it's Brooklyn in complete command. Their lead at 28 points going into the break. Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the 3rd quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime
The first half
show.
in the books. This is Ernie Johnson. This is Shaquille O'Neal. It's Brooklyn out in front at the half. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny, what do you think?
Well, the bench came in and helped them run away with this one. Tremendous job of getting loose, getting open, and drilling shots. You always want that spark off.
And that's all we can do.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows. Atlanta shooting reasonably well, 45%. And on the floor for Mike Budenholzer, starting the second half. Schroeder and Bellinelli team up in the backcourt. Collins is out there with Prince, and it's Dedmon in at the center, filling out the middle. Back to Schroeder. The tray. The rebound by the Nets. Mozgov's got his 8th rebound here tonight. There's Lin with the 3. They get it back. Mozgov kicks to Lin. Sinks the three-pointer. Lin's got the first basket of the second half. That one for Brooklyn.
And the way Lin picks his spots, just knowing his place in the offensive schemes and scoring well as a result.
Dedmon dishes to Schroeder. That doesn't go either for Schroeder.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look. And really, Lin has a terrific feel for this offense. Just seems to know whenever one of his guys is open.
It's tipped. Schroeder against Lin. Prince outside. There's the pick. Here's Lin. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And Lin has really carved out a nice role for himself in our league. An effective two-way player who can score, rebound, pass, and defend.
For Brooklyn, they have shot 75% at the line tonight, going 3 for 4.
And they've been ordinary on the season as well, just about 75% from the line. And going into last season, Jeremy Lin signed with the Nets for that 3-year deal and close to $36 million, and excited to make his return to really the birthplace of Linsanity. Unfortunately, the hamstring injuries cost him a huge chunk of that season.
Back to Mozgov. The drive by Russell. And Mozgov throws it down.
And you love how Russell keeps his eyes up, rarely misses a guy when he's free.
And Greg, Jeremy Lin described last season as a year of my prime down the drain. I mean, it had to be demoralizing.
Yeah, especially after bouncing around for a few years. He thought he'd found a chance to start and a chance to lead, and instead he found himself in dress casual on the bench. Yeah, bad shot there. Trust is lacking. You got to be willing to make the extra pass.
Yep, just too anxious to try and make something happen out there. This is about the team, not about you. They're 1 of 5 to begin this half, guys, and they have to address this problem quickly or this could get out of hand.
Russell, no luck. For Atlanta, they've gone only 1 of 5 from the field since halftime. Very slow start offensively. Nobody near Schroeder. Drills it from outside. Schroeder's got 16.
Look, I checked the numbers, guys. We know he is great from out there. He made 1 in the first half. Now he has 1 so far in this half. Look out.
Nice shot by Lin.
And Lin plays with a real edge. When he's driving inside, he looks determined to beat everyone to the basket.
There's the feed to Bellinelli. He kicks it to Schroeder. Shoots the 3. Rebounded by the Nets.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
The Nets working the ball around now. Offensive rebound. Mozgov kicks to Lin. A second chance effort. The rebound by Prince. Hawks have gone 2 of 7 from the field in the third. That leaves room for improvement, sir. And that one, good. He has 5.
Well, he's like a fumbling banker right now, dropping dimes with ease. I like how well he led his teammate on that possession.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession. Atlanta making some changes. Luke Babbitt, he's checked in for Dwayne Dedmon. Ken Bazemore comes in for Taurean Prince. And it's Malcolm Delaney in for Dennis Schroeder. There's Lin with the 3. The shot will not fall. And it's the Hawks taking it the other way. Tries a 3. Booker pulls it in. Brooklyn's gotten the 3-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. They're 6 of 15. Atlanta's gone into a slump here from 3-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. And that basket is going to count. Goaltending, the official call.
just barely too late and catches it on the way down. He's already in the air there, committed, so can't fault him for going for the block.
LeVert's checked in for the Nets. And a switch here also for Atlanta. Muscala, he's checked in for Collins. Booker, yes! And a nice assist from Lynn. Booker's got 6 points.
No hesitation when he saw the space the D was giving him. That's 2.
Here's Delaney, defended by Lynn. Here's the screen. 6 on the shot clock. Bazemore misses. For Brooklyn, they've gone 5 of 12 from the field since the third quarter got underway. And the Hawks, known for their equal opportunity drive and kick offensive style. But Greg, their three-point shooting percentage has cratered the last few seasons.
Yeah, and the way the league is going, that's something they'll have to fix. The free throw line, also an issue for this group. It's clear they're in search of more shooting.
Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Trevor Booker. And a change for the Hawks. Ilyasova's checked in.
Yeah, sometimes in a game you settle a little bit before settling in, and right now I think he's a big factor in how they're getting to the line.
Now here's Bazemore. Defense right on him. In the corner, it's Delaney. Shoots over Lynn, and it's blocked. Here's LeVert. Rebound by the Hawks. Here's Bazemore. He's got 8. He feeds it to Babbitt. Mozgov with the block.
And the size and length of Mozgov, a big factor. Hard to convert when he's there. Yeah, easy call.
The Hawks shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
And really, they haven't been able to differentiate themselves from the free throw line on the season at about 76%.
So for the Nets, Allen's checked in for Mozgov. Damari Carroll comes in for Allen Crabbe. And Dinwiddie subbed in for Jeremy Lin. As we've seen, many teams play a little bit of a soft zone defensively. What's the best way, you think, Brent, to counteract that when you're trying to run your half-court offense?
Well, the best way to counteract anybody who's softening up on the backside of the zone is to overload that side of the court, Kevin. So now all of a sudden, if you make a shift with more players on one side of the floor, there's no way for 3 to cover 2 on the backside. That's where teams can gain incredible advantage. I love the pace he's playing with, letting his offense come to him naturally and then building upon this lead for his team.
Muscala gets the bucket.
And at his height, you have to like what he gives you as a shooter.
But when he squares up from the medium range, there's little things you could do to stop him.
Here's Allen. It falls for the 6th time in 7 tries this contest. That's 86%.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Well, on the defensive end, this is a joke. The lack of awareness is exactly why this team is so far behind.
And at full speed, he still has the wherewithal to get himself in good position.
Yeah, the snap decisions right there, reading the situation on the move and then making the right choice.
Feeds it to Bazemore. Ilyasova a screen. Now here's Bazemore. He's covered closely, and Ilyasova throws it down.
And when Ilyasova gets in at the rim, the only thing that's on his mind is how he can finish on a play like that.
He's not doing his team any good by taking shots from that range.
Yeah, the only thing that kind of shot helps with is your opponent's chance of winning.
Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Dinwiddie kicks to Carroll. That one falls, coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Dinwiddie's got his 7th assist in the game.
And that's his role. That's where Carroll's at his best, the catch and shoot.
Pass to Muscala. Here's Delaney. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Lynette shooting about 59% from the floor offensively. They've been running without a hitch. And we take a look here at the shot chart for the Hawks.
And the story of the game for him has really been painful. I mean, he's tried to get things going, but for whatever reason, between the defense and just his rhythm tonight, the touch just hasn't been there.
That free throw good from Allen. And Brent, for the Hawks, you go back to the summer of 2016. How big was it for them losing their all-star, Al Horford?
Well, the rumor is there wasn't too much of a financial difference between what the Hawks were offering and what the Celtics ended up giving Al Horford, and they wanted to have him back and maybe trade Paul Millsap for assets. That all did not happen, and it gutted the team a little bit because of Horford's versatility. You could see that reflected in some of the offensive numbers from the Hawks last year.
Trevor Booker, he's checked in now for Allen. Dennis Schroeder's checked in for Atlanta. Muscala, the pass to Ilyasova. And Bazemore kicks to Ilyasova. Now here's Bazemore. He's guarded closely. Atlanta again missing.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
And Carroll gets it to go.
And how about Carroll using his size there, taking it strong inside?
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
There's 31 seconds left in the third. Here's Hollis Jefferson. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Hollis Jefferson's got 13.
And that's exactly what they're going for on that shot.
And Bazemore kicks it over to Schroeder. Muscala with the ball. Working on Booker. Muscala gets the bucket.
Beautiful timing, execution, great move to the rack.
A nice shot by Booker.
The execution on point. Just terrific timing on these passes.
I really like the idea that his teammates are waiting until he's in great spots to finish off the possessions. Everything's working. That floater is a thing of beauty, effective when it's used the right way.
And so it's Brooklyn, sitting pretty as the quarter comes to a close. Their lead all the way up there at 35 points. They've had active hands and have forced a lot of turnovers in this one. We'll get right back to the action when we return. Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. Here's Russell. We've got D'Angelo Russell. Hollis Jefferson is out there with DeMarre Carroll. Then there's Trevor Booker. And it's Kilpatrick in at the 2 spot. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Atlanta's shooting at a decent 44% clip here. Taylor dishes to Plumlee. Plumlee with the screen. Taylor's shot, good. The Nets on offense. Russell passes to Carroll. Russell inside. Taylor's there. And he gets it to go. And 11 points for D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah, fearless move by Russell, just challenging the defense, going right to the heart.
For 3. Hollis Jefferson with the rebound.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Pass to Plumlee. The dish to Ilyasova. A three-pointer off the mark. The Nets have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Here's Kilpatrick. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that.
Nice pass there to set that basket up.
For Atlanta, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Bembry kicks to Taylor. Prince outside. Taylor against Russell. Plumlee dishes to Taylor. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The pick gave him all the room he needed, and he knocks down the J.
Defender must have felt like he ran into a brick wall right there. Really great screen set to give his teammate the wide open shot.
Collins checked in for Ilyasova. Atlanta's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Lynn against Taylor. The pass to Collins. Here's Bembry. The Hawks again can't hit.
That's where I like the shot selection. The defense cannot afford to give up wide open shots. And they dodged a bullet there. Well, he's left open there for a reason, guys. That's not his shot, and the defense, they know that.
Prince, the pass to the Bembry. Brett, when we look at some of the classic rivalries between teams, they don't look as emotionally charged nowadays, at least just by the first appearance. Is there a way to get that back the way it was?
I don't think so, Kevin, just because everything is too accessible for us. It used to be that the distance between those cities seemed to be the exact mileage that the cities were that far apart. Now you can pick up your phone and you feel like if you're in San Francisco, you might as well be in LA.
Sure.
And so it's really hard to get that dynamic to happen. It's got to happen more organically, which is what we've seen between Golden State and Cleveland appearing in the finals the past couple years. That's really helped the league to see those two teams do battle for the league's greatest prize.
For Brooklyn, they've gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. Booker outside. In the corner, it's Lynn. And that one, good. Lynn's got 23 points.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Bembry kicks to Taylor. The Hawks working the ball around. Collins dishes to Prince. A three-pointer off the mark. The Nets have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Lynn from long range. The Nets get it back in a new 24. Russell kicks to Lynn. Dishes to Mozgov. Goes back up, and Lynn puts it in. Lynn's got 4 this quarter.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
Kicks to Collins. Collins, a screen on Russell. Collins passes to Taylor. The feed now to Collins. Shoots a 3. Taylor's shot, good. Taylor's got 10 points in just the second half.
This is a guy whose mindset just never changes. Even when they're losing, he's always going to be aggressive.
A nice shot by Lynn.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Taylor against Lynn. Poke loose. And oh, here we go with Lynn. Nobody back. Drops in the breakaway layup. He has 29.
And when you can outscore your opponent in transition, that's always going to work to your advantage.
They've also taken care of some of the details in this game, and that's why they're ahead.
Taylor kicks to Collins. Pass to Taylor. Collins dishes to Taylor. He feeds it to Plumlee. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And over the course of the Nets franchise history, some interesting decisions. I mean, back in the 90s, they came very close to changing the team name to the Swamp Dragons. I think I'm just going to leave that one right there.
Luke Babbitt, he's checked in for Torian Prince. So, Greg, how close were the Nets to being the Swamp Dragons anyway?
Well, it needed a unanimous vote of all the teams to change it, but there was one vote against it. The Nets themselves voted against the change, and they had 7 owners who rotated voting duties, and the one on deck got cold feet.
Taylor kicks to Plumlee. Plumlee with a screen on Russell. There's the pick. Knocks it loose. Stolen by Jeremy Lin. Kicks it out to Booker. The 3. The basket good off the assist from Lin. Brent, we know the regular season is a grind. We also know that revenue is king. Could you imagine a time when we'd actually have to play more than 82 games?
That's interesting, Kevin, because a lot of the times the argument you've heard over the course of the past 5 or 6 seasons, Kevin, is the opposite of that 65-game schedule. Why not reduce the schedule? Stars playing in every game, less back-to-backs, more time for recovery. So the idea of 82 games being extended beyond that, I don't think that that's in the realm of possibility.
65, 68 games, and they had that shortened season a couple years ago. It was terrific to watch.
It was, and so we'll see if the league does that. But in your question alone, Kevin, you said it. Cash is king. 82 is the number we're going to settle in, I think, for quite some time.
Here's Plumlee. Good D by Booker.
Well, from our angle, that looked like that was going in. But defense, fantastic how they contested it.
And Mozgov throws it down.
And Lynn is a sensational playmaker. Love how he zips passes over to his guys.
For Atlanta, they've gone 5 of 11 from the field in the fourth quarter. To the inside, Abbott, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Clearly a foul.
That's his first personal foul. Shooting for Atlanta.
That one is off. He hits the second from the line.
And the Hawks in the last couple seasons with some roster turnover, established veterans departing, and now with Millsap leaving, they have embraced a complete rebuild.
Crabbe, good.
For a player who's so prolific from beyond the arc, Crabbe has the length and some hops inside to beat you.
Atlanta's gone a disappointing 2 of 6 on 3-point attempts here in the fourth. Lynn with the steal. Here's Mozgov. Yes! And a nice assist from Lynn. Mozgov's got 10 points in just the second half. The Hawks shooting about 45% from the floor in the fourth. And the Hawks traded Howard and lost Paul Millsap in short time. So the rebuild, it would appear, is on for Atlanta.
Yeah, and it seems like they feel good with how they've approached it. You know, you got to commit to turning things over and starting anew. And the Hawks have taken the first steps to building towards the future.
2 on the clock. Bembry misses. Brooklyn with the ball. They're on a 19-6 run.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Nets.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
So looking at the season total, this will be their 17th win.
And continued dominance against this team, winning both of their matchups this season.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Lynn.
That unselfishness was on full display here tonight. Did a great job of getting his teammates going.
Feeds it to Babbitt. He dishes it to Plumlee. Knocks it loose. Lynn with the steal. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. Lynn with the ball.
And you can tell they're ready to start celebrating a well-deserved victory here tonight.
Yeah, you can see the fans. They've already started celebrating themselves. A gutty performance.
That's tipped. Taylor can't connect. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our
pocket, I'm getting plenty. Riding with belly. I ain't but don't push me, don't tell me. Every day ain't never deposit, yeah. I just signed a deal with Kicks, though I'm a designer, yeah. Loyalty and money.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Sign it, yeah. Real, I won't tell, I put that shit on my mama, yeah. Spent 3 bands on a Montclair, yeah. Walked out the store with that Montclair, yeah. And you know that shit was on my back.
A view of the Atlanta skyline and all the action below it, as seen from the 17th Street Bridge. Welcome and good evening. We welcome. And at this point of the season, Steve, most players have a defined role in what they're expected to do from the coaching staff. Just how important is that to have for players in the NBA to have a roadmap to follow and stay between the lines?
It's extremely important. Reason why is you want to know what a guy's going to bring you night in and night out. And obviously, throughout the game and throughout the season and in playoffs, you have some injuries. Guys' roles change. But when everybody's on the same page and doing their job, and that's a big, I could say, quote in the NBA, do your job, good things happen.
Here are the starters for Brooklyn. Down low, it's Booker and Mozgov. Lynn and Russell are in the backcourt, and it's Crabbe in at the 3 slot.
And Schroeder entrusted to run this offense, making the right call.
And Booker kicks to Russell. There's the screen. He feeds it to Mozgov. Nets passing it around. Clock at 6. Lynn lays it up off the glass. Lynn's got his second basket of the night.
And Lynn is just fearless, always looking to get as close to the bucket as he can.
And Bellinelli kicks it over to Schroeder. They get it back. Muscala misses.
When you miss a lay-in, it sort of sucks the energy out of your team.
There's Crabbe with the 3. Here's Russell. Kicks it out to Booker. Pass to Mozgov. A second chance effort, and the layup is up and in. Mozgov's got his first 2 points of the night.
And the towering presence of Mozgov, most effective doing damage inside.
Lynn against Schroeder. Knocked loose. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And Muscala kicks to Collins. Off target from outside. The Nets have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Here's Russell. And yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim.
They already got into a nice flow. 4 for 5 from the field.
Schroeder kicks to Collins. Muscala up top. Here's Schroeder, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Dennis Schroeder out of Germany, a scoring-minded point guard. We know that. Started his career backing up Jeff Teague. Last season, though, the Hawks handed Schroeder the keys.
Schroeder hits them both. And the Hawks see Schroeder as their starting point guard of the future.
And they're not the only one who likes him. A lot of other GMs picking up the phone, wondering if the Hawks might be willing to include him in a trade.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Now Bellinelli. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now he averages nearly 12 points a game. Shot off the screen. The Hawks get it back in a new 24. And that one's good. Schroeder. Schroeder's got 5 points so far.
Schroeder has really improved as a three-point shooter. With that shot, he becomes even more dangerous.
No good from Booker.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Schroeder kicks to Prince. They set the pick. Off the pick. And he dunks it after the pick frees him up.
And it was the screen there, guys, that freed him up as he ran his man into it.
And then it was all acceleration, GA, to the bucket right after that.
That was just a textbook pick that allowed him room, and he took advantage of it.
Schroeder kicks to Collins. The dish to Schroeder. Collins against Booker. Collins passes to Prince. And it's Lynn with the rebound. Nets leading by 3. Inside. And there's Booker on the assist by Lynn. Booker's got his second basket.
And really, Lynn has a terrific feel for this offense. Just seems to know whenever one of his guys is open.
Nobody near Schroeder. Another three for Atlanta.
Not too much respect shown to him by the defenders.
It's Russell with the drive. And it goes down 2 points. He's got 6.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
They get a hand on it and stolen by Russell. Now here's Cramp. He's guarded by Collins. That one goes in. Schroeder with the ball. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against Brooklyn. There's a screen. And there's the feed to Muscala. And there's a whistle that goes on Jeremy Lin. That is his first foul of the game. Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Mike Muscala. And a switch here for Brooklyn. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Alan Cramp. Knocked away. Stolen by Jeremy Lin. That's in, and he's now 3 for 3 and looking sharp.
Well, they weren't going to pass up that chance to get out and run following the steal.
And Lynn comes to help. Schroeder against Booker. Schroeder kicks to Collins. Mozgov with the steal. Passes to Hollis Jefferson. Out to Russell. Schroeder against Lynn. And the lead now, double digits on that bucket. Lynn's got 8 points.
Man, Mike Budenholzer this summer in a rare move, stepping down from his role as head of basketball operation. Content to just coach the Hawks. He didn't want both jobs.
For the Hawks, Ilyasova, he's checked in for Collins. Ken Bazemore comes in for Torian Prince. And it's Malcolm Delaney in for Bellinelli. And a new group in for the Nets. Allen's checked in for Mozgov. Jamari Carroll comes in for Booker. Levert's checked in for Russell. And Dinwiddie subbed in for Jeremy Lin. The Hawks trail by 12. And to his credit, in his time running the Hawks, Mike Budenholzer has helped establish them as a consistent playoff competitor in the Eastern Conference.
Even as they've lost some veterans and look to go younger, they remain competitive. A hallmark of a good organization. The pieces may shift, but the culture remains the same.
And it's Allen with the jam.
And when you build a big lead like this, especially early, you have to guard against the letdown.
Yeah, this is where it gets interesting. Do they start to coast, or do they go right for the juggler?
Back to Dedmon. Pass to Bazemore. From downtown, Levert grabs the miss. Nets leading by 12. Dinwiddie kicks to Carroll. Good. Carroll's got his first bucket in this one.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Hawks have gone just a shade under 50% from the field. 5 of 11. Kicks to Schroeder. Beyond the arc. Levert grabs the miss. Last outing for the Nets. They won that game against the Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah, and in that game, we saw a lot of sloppy play from the opposing offense. They coughed the ball up. A lot of unforced turnover.
They sure got some breaks, but hey, they did a really awesome job turning those mistakes into gold at the other end.
Allen plays it up and banks it in. Allen's got his second bucket of the night.
Nice pass there to set that basket up.
Schroeder kicks to Dedmon. Whoops, they pick off the pass. Here's the break. Basket good. And the Nets lead by 18.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Delaney kicks it over to Schroeder. To the middle to stop the run. Dedmon. Rebounded by the Nets. Levert the pass to...
Oh! And really focused on establishing dominance down low. And guys, it's working.
They have played physical, they have owned the paint, and they have built up a decent lead here in the first.
Ilyasova, a screen on Carroll. Here's Bazemore. No good off the back of the rim.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Allen kicks to Carroll. The pass to LeVert. And he converts the layup.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
Atlanta's gotten just 2 of 6 to fall from three-point range so far in the first. Schroeder kicks to Dedmon. Feeds it to Schroeder. He dishes it to Dedmon. Back to Schroeder. From about 16. Good as the jump shot falls. Schroeder's got 12.
I'll tell you, he is scorching the Nets this quarter. Maybe that'll help wake up some of his teammates.
Pass to LeVert from the arc. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
And here again, the Nets in transition. Up the court they go. The big dunk at the end of the break.
I don't know if you can do it any better on both ends than they have tonight.
It's early, but they have taken full control of this game, and the fans here, they know it.
And so it's Brooklyn, cruising into the quarter break with a 22-point lead. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. We've got more in store for you right after this. And Jeremy Lin, a player who's come a long way in his time in this league.
I wasn't sure, if my career would ever pan out the way I was hoping for, or if I would be able to stay in the NBA. And so for me to be here playing, to be able to know I'm going to play in the game, in an NBA game, it's just, it's pretty cool.
Well, in a game filled with some pretty big egos, there are also guys like that who are living the dream in their own very grateful way. Lin has certainly seen the highs and the lows.
And Kevin, not everyone's a superstar and certain of their future. Sometimes you get to be a superstar for a brief moment in time, but this game has a way of humbling people, even those who started out humble, like Lin.
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. And guys, the Nets enjoying a nice lead here.
I tell you, on fire all period long, and this is how you want to start the game.
They build up a monster lead on the heels of great shooting. Love the attack mindset here.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. And Brooklyn looking who they've got. Allen is out there with Hollis Jefferson. Then it's DeMarre Carroll, and it's Kilpatrick in at the 2-guard spot. Allen dishes to Dinwiddie. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
And Bazemore kicks to Delaney. Dishes to Ilyasova. Bazemore for 3. Passes it to Delaney. Now the feed to Babbitt. Delaney kicks to Dedmon. Back to Delaney. Tipped away. 6 on the shot clock. From beyond the arc. He can't get that one to fall.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy. Oh, reversed it home. That was pretty.
Agreed. The agility on display. Atlanta calls timeout, coming off that loss against the Nets.
They worked hard, they drew fouls, but they just couldn't convert at the line.
And it's one of those things that can deflate your team. After all that effort, you want points.
For the Hawks, Mike Muscala is checked in for Dwayne Dedmon. Torian Prince comes in for Ilyasova. And it's Bellinelli in for Kent Bazemore. And a new group in for the Nets. Mozgov, he's checked in for Allen. Booker comes in for Hollis Jefferson. Alan Crabb, he's checked in for DeMarre Carroll. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Spencer Dinwiddie. Here's Delaney. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Lin with the steal. To the wing on the left. There's Crabb with the 3. Yes! And a nice assist from Lin. Lin's got his 3rd assist on the night. The Hawks have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter.
And it's got to be an arms race around the league as far as player development. Every year, more teams investing in infrastructure. The Hawks no different. They cut the ribbon on a new 90,000 square foot practice facility this season.
And the basket by Kilpatrick.
And wasting no time in transition, really pushing the pace.
Delaney kicks to Babbitt. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Delaney, the pass to Prince. Just 5 on the clock. Muscala gets the bucket. And one thing that's different about the Hawks' new practice facility, it's a joint venture with a couple sports science organizations, including Emory University's entire sports medicine branch.
Yeah, Kevin, it gives the Hawks a competitive edge. No better way to stay on the cutting edge than to share a building with those paving the way.
Lynn kicks to Crabbe. Booker dishes to Crabbe. And the Nets, another 3.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Delaney kicks to Babbitt. Pass to Delaney. There's a good screen. Here's Prince. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. Here's Muscala, and he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. Now here's Lynn. D right on him. Launches it. Goes back up. And the layup is good. Lynn's got 10 points.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Delaney kicks to Bellinelli. Muscala with the ball. Mozgov on him. Muscala misses. It's stolen by Muscala. And he banks in the layup. Muscala's got 6 in the quarter.
It's amazing. He is on fire here in the second period after going scoreless in the first.
Here's Mozgov. The basket good off the assist from Lynn. Lynn's got 4 assists now tonight.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Babbitt passes to Bellinelli. And there's a whistle. That goes on Jeremy Lin. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And that's foul number 2. Maybe you don't sit him at this point, but you really have to be careful to not pick up another before half.
Collins checked in for Luke Babbitt. Here's Delaney. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. And here we go, Brooklyn fast break. Mozgov dishes to Russell. He kicks it to Booker. Outside, Lynn. He feeds it to Mozgov. Back to Lynn. Just 5 to shoot. An easy 2 points on the layup. He's got 12.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Every NBA player, Steve, believes in themselves, but some take it to the extreme. When they're on, they're on. And when they're off and cold, they just kind of lose interest, it seems. Which players do you think have this irrational confidence, if you want to call it that?
I think J.R. Smith, every shot, anywhere he feels is going in, and he will still take shots. He has amnesia. He could be 0 for 10 and keep shooting the basketball. Jamal Crawford is another guy. Those guys, they keep firing. Damian Lillard, they will keep shooting because they feel the next shot is going in.
And once again off the mark by Atlanta. Brooklyn's gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And Atlanta gets called for the foul. The Nets shooting their first free throws tonight. The first trip to the stripe in this one. Dennis Schroeder's checked in for the Hawks. Rondae Hollis-Jefferson, he's checked in for the Nets. That's also good. So he hits both free throws. And one of those lunch pail players. You love him, Greg. Trevor Booker out of Clemson.
Just hard-nosed, gets on the glass, and although only 6'8", he gets off his feet quickly. A terrific leaper and just one of those ultra-competitive guys.
Outside, Lynn. Now the dish to Mozgov. Marked down low that time, and he got the 3-second call. And some great passing here so far. Let's check out this chart that breaks down where the assists have been coming from for Atlanta.
And their bigs have done the job. They can create some offense. They keep their heads up. They're playing unselfishly. You know, hopefully they can continue that, and they'll be able to gain some traction.
The finish, and Mozgov throws it down.
And so far, they have been in complete control of this one. Just a well-rounded effort on the road.
You know what they've done? They've been aggressive on both ends. That's showing up on the scoreboard.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Russell. Now we take a look at the 2K leaderboard to see who the best rebounders in the NBA have been over the last 10 games. Timofey Mozgov, number 1.
When it comes to rebounding, it's been a stupendous stretch for him. He's been using his body and strength so effectively.
Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Atlanta. Ken Bazemore comes in for Taurean Prince. And Bazemore kicks to Dedmon. And the pass to Schroeder. And Allen with the block. Feeds it to Collins. The Hawks working the ball around. Pass to Dedmon. Kicks it out to Schroeder. Bellinelli with the 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
I can't understand in the midst of a game you leave an elite shooter this wide open.
Allen. And it's Allen with the jam.
And no doubt they've been the more efficient team in this first half.
Because they've been patient, they're finding good shots. That's why they've hit a much higher percentage from the floor.
Schroeder passes to Dedmon. Kicks it to Bazemore. Launches a 3. That shot no good. So Brooklyn will take it the other way. Carroll dishes to Allen. Pass to LeVert. Over Bellinelli. Again, the Nets for 2.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Schroeder kicks to Collins. Schroeder passes to Collins. Back to Schroeder. 13 feet away. That one a little long.
He likes to work that in-between area. Upset with himself that he couldn't connect.
And it's LeVert missing.
Ooh, that's the one when you watch the film back, he's going to cringe. He couldn't ask for a better opportunity.
And still, he's scoreless. Boy, they could use just a little bit of help from him.
Allen left side. He dishes it to Dinwiddie. And the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
And just showing you his determination despite the size difference.
And he makes the little adjustment just as he goes to lay it in.
Bellinelli for 3. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Schroeder's got 3 assists in the game. Carroll for 3. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And through one half, it...
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. This big mountain, it's Brooklyn out in front at the half. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny?
They've done a lot of things well, but the way they've taken care of the basketball, valuing each possession.
And that's all we can do.
As we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our... Atlanta's shooting poorly, just 35% so far. Schroeder and Bellinelli team up in the backcourt. Muscala is out there with Collins, and it's Prince in at the small forward. They're the group for Mike Budenholzer starting the second half.
Typically playing the role of catalyst. This time, Schroeder's the one who gets set up.
Lynn dishes to Mozgov. Atlanta with the rebound. Muscala's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Got a piece of it. And Bellinelli kicks it over to Schroeder. Can't get it to go. Now 6 of 12 from the floor. The net shooting an absolutely astounding 80% from the field. Everything is falling. And the dunk by Booker.
And putting in the work on the boards, and it's paying off with chances like that.
And Gia, he does put in the work. You're right. It's why he's on the finishing end of one putback slam after another.
He just never gives up on any play, any shot. He's always battling in the paint. He's one of the best at that position.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Outside, Lynn. Russell kicks to Lynn. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. 14 points for Lynn.
And Lynn plays with a real edge. When he's driving inside, he looks determined to beat everyone to the basket.
They set the screen. Here's Schroeder. That doesn't go either for Schroeder. The Nets have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Crabbe, that's for 2. Offensive rebound, Nets. Russell kicks to Crabbe. That 3 off the mark. Shoots. That doesn't go either for Schroeder.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
And stolen by Prince. Here's Bellinelli. He's guarded by Russell. Bellinelli passes to Schroeder. The Hawks again can't hit.
Obviously, this has been a tough quarter for him, but he's still trying to keep a positive mindset.
And a lot to like about that play, particularly how it ends.
Yeah, at the rack. That's what you want in transition, a high percentage look.
And Bellinelli kicks it over to Schroeder. The Hawks again can't hit.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Now that's where you like your shots to come from.
Inside. Shot by Collins, no good.
Fantastic rim protection. That's not in his wheelhouse to overcome.
Crabbe kicks to Booker over Collins. Brooklyn working now with the new shot clock. It's stolen by Schroeder. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Here's a look at some numbers for Crabbe. He's been in good form here the last few weeks. 18th in three-point shooting, and with a top 20 ranking in field goal percentage, you put the ball in his hands and he converts at a remarkable rate.
And yeah, one of the better three-point shooters in pro basketball. He's killed it from downtown every time we've watched him. Very impressive.
Dennis Schroeder, the 17th overall pick in 2013 out of Germany. He's got a flair you don't associate with European players.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Luke Babbitt comes in for Taurean Prince. And it's Malcolm Delaney in for Bellinelli.
Yeah, second chance points. Gotta love the way they attack the offensive glass there, even with a huge lead.
That's how they've got to this point in the game. Lots of activity, fantastic focus.
Not sure of the thought process on that one. Really bad shot selection.
Well, you're playing for the team, not just yourself. They needed much better execution that trip down the floor.
Outside, Russell. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Here's Lynn. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. Lynn's got 16.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Delaney, the pass to Muscala. Here's Schroeder. And the 3 off target.
Still no rhythm. This may be a time when you want to make the extra pass. Give someone else a chance.
Here's Delaney. He's guarded by Russell. And that one's good. Schroeder.
Continuing from where he left off. First three-pointer of this half, 4th of the game.
Lynn, that's a 2-pointer. And it's Delaney with the rebound. Atlanta's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Poke loose. Down low. Here's Muscala. Excellent D there from Mozgov.
Well, this is what happens when you're a threat down low. You attract a lot of defensive attention.
And it goes down 2 points. Crabbe's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Ripping and running. They have a big advantage now in those transition opportunities.
Here's Babbitt. He's guarded by Crabbe. Delaney, no good. For Brooklyn, they've gotten half their shots to drop in the second half, up to this point, going 7 of 14. Crabbe, good.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Here's Schroeder. He's got 22. Dishes it to Muscala. Pass to Delaney. And D'Angelo Russell picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Atlanta making a switch here. Ilyasova's checked in, and the Nets making a change here as well. LeVert's checked in. Here's Schroeder. The rebound by the Nets. Mozgov's got 6 rebounds in the game. LeVert the pass to Lynn. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. Well, Steve, with all the sharpshooters in the league right now, we'll always see the pick and roll. It's never going to go away. Usually it was a small and a big. A guard getting the screen, the big then rolling inside and getting the pass. But now, because the players are sometimes, we see smaller lineups, a lot of guards on the floor, 3 guards at a time. Sometimes you do see a guard-to-guard pick and roll. You see different sizes combining with the most standard play in the league.
You're totally right, Kevin. You look at the pick and roll, the hardest play to defend. And now we have the pick and pop. The bigs are not rolling. And like you said, we have guard-to-guard pick and roll. You want to just create a mismatch. And because of all the spacing, it's so hard because when a guy rolls down the lane, there's such a long run for defenders now. So that's why the pick and roll is great, especially with the new defensive rules. You can't be in the lane, so it opens it up even more.
Here's Schroeder. Solid shot from the distance of about 14 feet. Schroeder's got 9 points here in the second half.
Nice recognition by Schroeder. Loving the mid-range, just taking what the defense allows.
Drains it from beyond the arc.
Great change of direction. He sold the defense that he was taking the look and instead found his teammate for an even better one.
Atlanta's gotten 1 of 6 3-pointers to drop since coming out of the locker room at halftime. Steps back and fires. And he comes up with the deuce. Schroeder's got 11 points in the quarter.
You know, when Dennis Schroeder gets hot, he can take over.
Lynn dishes to Allen. It's Dedmon with the rebound. Hawks shooting a pretty brutal 29% since the break. Tipped away. Out of bounds. Hawks ball as Atlanta keeps possession. We take a second here to take a look at the shot chart for the Nets.
Well, this is what you wanted to see from him. I mean, he's not settling for anything and is going right at the defender, taking the ball to the rim whenever he can. And the attitude he's had on offense is keeping his team flying around as his energy is contagious out there right now.
Booker pulls it in. Booker's got 9 rebounds now tonight. There's Hollis Jefferson. Rebound, Atlanta. 1:29 left here in the third quarter. In the corner, it's Delaney. Atlanta again missing.
This is how it's been so far. He's missed every shot he's taken, and the team is suffering the consequences.
Let's go to the 2K leaderboard. Here are the team leaders in steals. You need to play heads up against these squads. Number 1, the Nets.
And it's no accident to see them at that top spot, guys. I mean, great awareness and anticipation. They apply a ton of pressure defensively.
The Hawks making a switch here. Bellinelli's checked in. Schroeder kicks to Ilyasova. The feet to Bazemore. The Hawks working the ball around. Dedmon passes to Bellinelli. Back to Dedmon. Shot clock at 3. Here's Schroeder. That's tipped. And here's Carroll. He's got 5. Hollis Jefferson passes to Booker. To the wing right side. 3-pointer. Brooklyn gets it back in a new shot clock.
Oh, how about the deft touch right there, guys?
He just guided that ball back up and in. Just a fingertip touch on the ball. Booker's gone 6 of 8, so shooting well at 75% here. Bazemore on the wing. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. And he gets it back. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. Rips down the breakaway slam.
And that's another fast break bucket. And this is the pace, though, guys, that's been working for them.
They are winning the battle in transition. Look for them to keep pushing the tempo.
Schroeder against Russell. Offensive rebound. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. Kilpatrick passes to Russell. Outside Carroll. No good there. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets with a huge lead at the break. Safe to say there's no catching them today. A look at the field goal percentage numbers tells the story of what tough defense they're playing today. We come back right after this. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. And for Brooklyn, they're shooting 71% all in all in this one. They've been brilliant offensively. And Brooklyn, looking who they've got. We've got Hollis Jefferson. Jemery Carroll is out there with Booker. Then it's Russell. And it's Kilpatrick in at 2 guard. The Hawks shooting a low 30% mark from the field. Taylor against Russell. Taylor kicks to Plumlee. Here's Bembry. Bazemore on the wing. Ilyasova a screen. Bazemore misses. The Nets on offense. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Serve and the defense there. He makes a terrific read.
Taylor kicks to Ilyasova. He feeds it to Bazemore. The dish to Taylor. And there's the pass to Bazemore. Here's Bembry. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Plumlee. Carroll with the rebound. Carroll's got his 5th rebound in this one. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Good. And a nice assist from Booker.
And you have to like the location of this pass. Gives it to him where he can do something with it.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Bembry the pass to Taylor. He kicks it to Bazemore. Ilyasova a screen. Lets it go with a 3. And Kent Bazemore good for 3.
He sets up nicely coming off the screen. Bazemore with good balance going into his shot.
Can't hit that one. For Atlanta, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Taylor kicks to Bembry. Good on the 13-footer.
And you have to like the location of this pass. Gives it to him where he can do something with it.
Russell against Taylor. And the layup's good off the glass. And that's now 10 points for D'Angelo Russell.
And sliding inside, under control, Russell still just scratching the surface of his full potential.
That one good for 2.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
Inside, and the dunk by Booker.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finished hard with 2 hands on that stuff. The Hawks have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. And Plumlee kicks to Bembry. Plumlee with the screen. Now here's Bazemore. Ball's knocked loose. Clock at 6. Out of bounds. Atlanta takes possession. Luke Babbitt, he's checked in for Kent Bazemore. And just about 3 minutes through the fourth quarter here, but they'll get another chance.
And the offensive rebounding, really the story here today. Even with the big lead, they're still showing more hustle on the board.
And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
And the second chance becomes a dunk. We could feel over here.
Yeah, GA, such a good, aggressive play in the paint. Taylor kicks to Ilyasova. Feeds to Taylor. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Ilyasova dishes to Taylor. Here's Plumlee, banked in off the glass.
Great eye contact. Guys working in tandem in the paint.
Kicks it out to Booker. Lin the pass to Mozgov. Yes! And a nice assist from Lin. Lin's got 9 assists now tonight.
Yeah, and shooting with confidence. You like to see Mozgov in the zone like that.
So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And Smitty, would you ever be interested in joining a team as a general manager or a personnel guy in a front office in the league?
I would, Kevin. I mean, I love everything about the game of basketball, and obviously played it, been in broadcasting. But a GM role is something I've always talked about, coaching, front office, whatever it may be. I'll be happy because I'm in the game of basketball. And then, Kevin, if I get that job, are you coming with me?
I'm always with you, by your side and ready to go. But let me ask you, when you were playing, Steve, did you consciously think, hey, someday I might be a coach, or I'd like to sit up in the stands and evaluate talent? Does it go through your mind in the throes in the middle of your career?
Yes, it does. And a lot of the guys, I would say my mentors, one was Lenny Wilkins. He did a fantastic job. Player coach at one time. I've talked a lot to him. My wife and Joe Dumar's wife are sisters, so me and Joe have a close relationship. Pat Riley, I picked the brains of the best, and hopefully one day I'll get that chance, and hopefully I'll make that move. But right now, I'm loving what I'm doing.
The first one falls. And Smitty, this year the NBA choosing to start the season a bit earlier to cut down on the back-to-back games during the year. Do you think the NBA should spread the schedule out even more? Are you happy the way they have at least gone about this season?
I think the NBA, Adam Silver and those guys have done a fantastic job. I love how they give the guys basically a week after All-Star game. They're starting a little bit early to cut down the back-to-backs. Either way, if you can find ways to help the recovery time, is great. But I think right now, the league and the games and the scheduling, they're in good hands right now.
And replay review now commonplace. In the interest of speeding up those reviews, Steve, the league last season allowing officials at the replay center in Secaucus, New Jersey to make the call. You like that decision?
You know I do, but I think sometimes finding a way to speed it up, and I think there's some way where you can have a referee right there on site also can be able to get a chance to see the play, because sometimes technology doesn't get back from Secaucus back to the game. If some kind of way, the middleman, if he's there and it's obvious play, that could cut the time, you know, because right now sometimes it's taking a long time.
As long as they get it right, correct? How they do it, who cares? As long as they get the call right, though, to me is the most important. What about you?
I do love that, Kevin, but I think sometimes, you know, human error is a part of basketball. The refs can't be perfect. And so sometimes if they're a bad call, it's just a bad call. You got to live with it.
Plumlee with a screen on Lin. Plumlee sets the pick for Prince. Mozgov with the block.
And the size and length of Mozgov, a big factor. Hard to convert when he's there.
Outside, Russell. Outside, Lin expanding his range. Babbitt grabs the board. Lin has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Prince outside. Taylor with the ball. He's picked up by Russell. Taylor kicks to Plumlee. And it's slammed in by Plumlee.
And slams it home and gets some camera time on the end of it.
He did. He spent a while up on that rim, didn't he? And that one drops.
And you love how Russell keeps his eyes up. Rarely misses a guy when he's free.
Taylor kicks to Babbitt. Now Taylor. Plumlee with the screen. Babbitt passes to Jemery. Not enough on that one as it misses.
An uncontested look from mid-range. He typically drains that one.
Lin uses the glass to finish the layup. Lin's got 14 points here in the second half.
And the way Lin picks his spots, just knowing his place in the offensive schemes and scoring well as a result.
Prince dishes to Plumlee. Outside, Taylor. No good on the three. They've been doing a great job of sharing the ball.
And guys, shot A comes to mind for me because right now that offense, it's a smooth operator.
Pass to Crabbe over Prince. Crab, no good. Atlanta shooting a pedestrian 36% in the fourth quarter. The offense not doing their best work of late. Prince misses. Bonnet shooting 53% from the field in the fourth quarter. Can't ask for more than that from your offense. Drills it from outside.
Not sure who was supposed to close out on him. Huge defensive breakdown.
And this has been a running theme. Guys out of position, failing to contest. Just look at the scoreboard.
Plumlee with the screen. Lets a floater go. In deep, Prince drops it in.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Brooklyn.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And in terms of the season record, this is going to be their 18th win overall.
And this will be their third win in 3 tries against these guys. They match up so well.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Lynn.
You know what stood out to me was the anticipation defensively. He sensed what the offense wanted to run, then found ways to disrupt that and cause turnovers.
Taylor against Lynn. Taylor kicks to Plumlee, and it's slammed in by Plumlee.
And you gotta like that they are competing all the way through. Try and maybe build some momentum going into the next one.
Because the execution was not there tonight. That's something they can use this time to work on.
And in as hostile an environment as you're going to see, they found ways to step up time and time again.
You know, playing away from home, it's easy to get out of sync. Instead, they focused and dominated.
Lynn the pass to Russell. The basket good off the assist from Lynn.
And just staying aggressive, continuing to extend that lead.
They left nothing to chance. This is how you close out.
Outside, Taylor. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. Now, for Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA here on 2K Sports.
Aimless, I be rocking on my chains too. They tell me, boy, I think the money start to change you. Lord save you, Lord save you. Remember running through the city in the same shoes. Now I'm gunning in the Benz and the range too. I'm on point, no one never take two. They said I couldn't reach Mars, so I turned to a star. Now